Oh, no.
Yeah, he's at Fort Leonard Wood right now. He's been gone for about 6 weeks.
Oh. Hey, Jeremy.
Hello.
That's not easy.
No, that happened to me
Hello,
that when
hello.
Jack was little, Shad, his unit was getting ready to be deployed, and so he was gone all the time. And I was like, well, this isn't fair. I didn't sign up for this, doing this by myself.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm like, I did not sign up for John being gone. I did not sign up for COVID. I did not sign up
Yeah.
for
There was a sign-up sheet.
all the time.
There was a sign-up sheet. Someone like passed.
Deadly commodity being taken up in one of these men's bills.
A commodity in question, I warrant you. Come, we'll obey you.
My turn, right? Okay. Good Ursula, wake my cousin Beatrice and desire her to rise.
I will, lady.
And bid her come hither.
Well,
Troth, I think your other rebuttal were better.
No, pray thee, good Meg, I'll wear this.
By my troth, it's not so good, and I warrant your cousin will say so.
My cousin's a fool, and thou art another. I'll wear none but this.
I like the new tire with an excellently. If the hair were a thought browner and your gown's a most rare fashion, if faith. I saw the Duchess of Milan's gown that they praise so.
Oh, that exceeds, they say.
By my troths, but a nightgown in respect of yours, cloth of gold and cuts and laced with silver, set with pearls, down sleeves, side sleeves, and skirts, round underbone with a bluish tinsel. But for a fine, quaint, graceful, excellent fashion, yours is worth 10 on it.
God give me joy to wear it, for my heart is exceeding heavy.
'Twill be heavier soon by the weight of a man.
Fie upon thee, art not ashamed?
Of what, lady? Of speaking honorably? Is not marriage honorable in a beggar? Is not your lord honorable without marriage? I think you would have me say, saving your reverence a husband, and bad thinking do not rest true speaking. I'll offend nobody. Is there any harm in the heavier for a husband? None, I think, and be it the right husband and the right wife. Otherwise 'tis light and not heavy. Ask my lady Beatrice else. Here she comes.
Good morrow, coz.
Good morrow, sweet hero.
Why, how now? Do you speak in the sick tune?
I am out of all other tune, methinks.
Claps into light or love, and that goes without a burden. Do you sing it, and I'll dance to it.
Ye light of love with your heels, then. If your husband have stables enough, you'll see he shall lack no barns.
Oh, illegitimate construction! I scorn that with my heels.
'Tis almost 5 o'clock, cousin. 'Tis time you were ready. Oh, by my troth, I am exceedingly ill. Hey-o!
For a hawk, a horse, or a husband?
For the letter that begins them all, H.
Well, and you not be turned Turk. There's no more sailing by the star.
What means the fool trow?
Nothing but God send everyone there. Heart's desire.
These gloves the Count sent me. They are an excellent perfume.
I am stuffed, cousin. I cannot smell.
Amazing and stuffed. There's goodly catching of cold.
Oh, God help me. God help me. How long have you professed apprehension?
Ever since you left it, doth not my wit become me rarely?
It is not seen enough. You should wear it in your cap. Oh, by my troth, I am sick.
Get you some of this distilled Cardus Benedictus, and lay it to your heart. It is the only thing for a qualm.
There thou prickest her with a thistle.
Benedictus, why Benedictus? You have some moral in this Benedictus.
Moral? No, by my troth, I have no moral meaning. I meant plain holy thistle. You may think perchance that I think you are in love. Nay, by lady, I am not such a fool to think what I list, nor I list not to think what I can, nor indeed I cannot think if I would think my heart out thinking that you are in love, or that you will be in love, or that you can be in love. Yet Benedict was such another, and now he has become a man. He swore he would never marry, and yet now, in despite of his heart, he eats his meat with grudging. And how you may be converted I know not, but methinks you look with your eyes as other women do.
What pace is this that thy tongue keeps?
Not a false gallop.
Madam, withdraw. The prince, the count, Signor Benedict, Don John, and all the gallants of the town are come to fetch you to church.
Help me to dress, good coz, good Meg and good Ursula.
What would you with me, honest neighbor?
Marry, sir, I'd have some confidence with you that discerns you nearly.
Brief, I pray you, for you see, it is a busy day. It is a busy time with me.
Marry, this it is, sir.
What is it, my good friends?
Goodman Verges, sir, speaks a little off the matter. An old man, sir, and his wits are not so blunt as, God help, I would desire they were, but in faith, honest as the skin between his brows.
Yes, I thank God I am as honest as any man, living that is an old man, and no honester than I.
Or did I cut out?
A little bit.
Okay, sorry. Anyway, neighbors, you are tedious.
It pleases your worship to say so, but we are the poor duke's officers. But truly, for mine own part, if I were as tedious as a king, I could find it in my heart to bestow it all of your worship.
I would fain know what you have to say.
A good old man, sir, he'll be talking, as they say, when the age is in, the wit is out. God help us, it is a world to see. Well said, I faith, neighbor Verges. Well, God's a good man, and two men ride of a horse. One must ride behind, and honest soul in face, sir, by my troth he is, as ever broke bread. But God is to be worshipped. All men are not alike. Alas, good neighbor.
Indeed, neighbor. He comes too short for you.
Gifts that God gives.
I must leave you.
One word, sir. Our watch, sir, have indeed comprehended two auspicious persons, and we would have them this morning examined before your worship.
Take their examination yourself and bring it to me. I am now in a great haste, as it may appear unto you.
It shall be suffigance.
Drink some wine ere you fare you well.
My lord, they stay for you to give your daughter to her husband.
I'll wait upon them. I am ready.
Go, good partner. Go get you Francis Seacole. Bid him bring his pen and inkhorn to the gow. We are now to examination these men.
And we must do it wisely.
We will spare for no wit, I warrant you. Here's that shall drive some of them to a non-come. Only get the learned writer to set down our excommunication. Meet me at the gow.
All right, everyone good?
Yeah, I think we can go on.
All right, let's do it.
So I'm sorry, how laggy am I right now?
Pretty laggy, but it's okay.
Damn.
Yeah, I think it's all right. I think everybody just was laggy in that last scene.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, we made do. It's
okay.
Fine. We got through it.
Yeah.
All right. Come, Friar Francis, be brief, only to the plain form of marriage, and you shall recount the particular duties afterwards.
You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady.
No.
To be married to her, sire, you come to marry her.
Lady, you come hither to be married to this count.
I do.
If either of you know any inward impediment why you should not be conjoined, charge you on your souls to utter it.
Know you any, hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any, count?
I dare make his answer none.
Oh, what men dare do, what men may do, what men daily do, not knowing what they do.
How now? Interjections? Why then, some be of laughing as as he.
Stand thee by, friar. Father, by your leave, will you with free and unconstrained soul give me this maid your daughter?
As freely, son, as God did give her me.
And what have I to give you back whose worth may counterpoise this rich and precious gift?
Nothing, unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonato, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She's but the sign and semblance of her honour. Behold how like a maid she blushes here. Oh, what authority and show of truth can cunning sin cover itself withal? Comes not that blood as modest evidence to witness simple virtue? Would you not swear, all you that see her, that she were a maid? By these exterior shows, but she is none. She knows the heat of a luxurious bed. Her blush is guiltiness, not modesty.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married, not to knit my soul to an improved wanton.
Dear my lord, if you, in your own proof, have vanquished the resistance of her youth and made defeat of her virginity.
I know what you would say. If I had known her, you will say she did embrace me as a husband, and so extenuate the forehand sin. No, Leonato, I never tempted her with word too large, but as a brother to his sister, showed bashful sincerity and comely love.
And seemed I ever otherwise to you?
Out on the seeming, I will write against it. You seem to me as Dian in her orb, as chaste as is the bud ere it be blown. But you are more intemperate in your blood than Venus, or those pampered animals that rage in savage sensuality.
Is my lord well that he doth speak so wide?
Sweet prince, why speak you not?
What should I speak? I stand dishonored that have gone about to link my dear friend to a common stale.
Are these things spoken, or do I but dream?
Sir, they are spoken, and these things are true.
This looks not like a nuptial.
Brew, oh God.
Leonato, stand I here? Is this the prince? Is this the prince's brother? Is this face heroes? Are our eyes our own?
All this is so. What of this, my lord?
Let me but move one question to your daughter, and by that fatherly and kindly power that you have in her, bid her answer truly.
I charge thee do so, as thou art my child.
Oh, God defend me. How am I beset? What kind of catechizing call you this?
To make you answer truly to your name.
Is it not Hero? Who can blot that name with any just reproach?
Marry, that can Hero. Hero itself can blot out Hero's virtue. What man was he talked with you yesternight, out at your window betwixt 12 and 1? Now, if you are a maid, answer to this.
I talked with no man at that hour, my lord.
Why, then you are no maiden. Leonato, I am sorry you must hear. Upon mine honor, myself, my brother, and this grieved count did see her, hear her, at that hour last night talk with a ruffian at her chamber window, who hath indeed, most like a liberal villain, confessed the vile encounters they have had 1,000 times in secret.
Fie, they are not to be named, my lord, not to be spoke of. There is not chastity enough in language without offense to utter them. Thus, pretty lady, I am sorry for thy much misgovernment.
O hero, what a hero hadst thou been if half thy outward graces had been placed about thy thoughts and counsels of thy heart. But fare thee well, most foul, most fair, farewell. Thou pure impiety and impious purity, for thee I'll lock up all the gates of love, and on my eyelids shall conjecture hang, to turn all beauty into thoughts of harm, and never shall it more be gracious.
No man's dagger here a point for me.
Why, how now, cousin? Wherefore sink you down?
Come, let us go. These things come thus to light, smother her spirits up.
How doth the lady?
Dead, I think. Help, uncle. Hero. Why, hero. Uncle, Signor Benedict, friar.
Oh, fate, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for her shame. That may be wished for.
How now, cousin hero?
Have comfort, lady.
Dost thou look up?
Yea, wherefore should she not?
Wherefore? Why doth not every earthly thing cry shame upon her? Could she here deny the story that is printed in her blood? Do not live, hero, do not open thine eyes, for did I think that thou wouldst not quickly die, thus I thy spirits were stronger than thy shames, myself would on this reward of reproaches strike at the life of thee. Grieved I had but one child, I for the frugal nature of nature's frame. Oh, one too many, too much by thee. Why had I one? Why ever wast thou lovely in my eyes? Why had I not with charitable hand took up a beggar's issue at my gates, with who smirched thus and fired with infamy? I might have said, no part of it is mine. This shame derives itself from unknown loins. But mine, and mine I loved, and mine I praised, and mine that I was proud of, mine so much, and I myself was to myself not mine. Valuing of her, why, oh, she is fallen into a pit of ink, with a wide sea hath drops too few to wash her clean again, and salt too little, which may season give to her foul tainted flesh.
Sir, be patient. For my part, I am so attired in wonder, I know not what to say.
Oh, on my soul, my cousin is belied.
Lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not, although until last night I have this 12-month been her bedfellow.
Confirmed! Oh, that is a stronger maid, but which was before barred up with ribs of iron. Would the two princes lie, and Claudio lie, who loved her so, that speaking of her foulness washed it with tears? Hence from her, let her die.
Hear me a little, for I have only been silent so long and given way unto this course of fortune. By noting of the lady, I have marked 1,000 blushing apparitions to start into her face, 1,000 innocent shames in angel whiteness beat away those blushes, and in her eye there hath appeared a fire to burn the errors that these princes hold against her maiden truth. Call me a fool. Trust not my reading nor my observations, with which experimental seal doth warrant the tenor of my book. Trust not my age, my reverence, my calling, nor divinity, if this sweet lady lie not guiltless here under some biting error.
Friar, it cannot be. Thou seest that all the grace that she hath left is that she will not add to her damnation. Sin of perjury, she not denies it. Why seekest thou that cover with excuse that which appears in proper nakedness?
Lady, what man is he you are accused of?
They know that do accuse me. I know none. If I know more of any man alive than that which maiden modesty doth warrant, let all my sins lack mercy. O my father, prove you that any man with me conversed at hours unmeet, or that I yesternight maintained the chained words with any creature. Refuse me, hate me, torture me to death.
There is some strange misprison in these princes.
Yeah, two of them have the very bent of honor, and if their wisdoms be misled in this, the practice of it lives in John the Bastard, whose spirits toil and frame of villainies.
I know not. They speak but truth of her. These hands shall tear her. They wrong her honor. The proudest of them shall will hear of it. Time hath not yet so dried this blood of mine, nor age so eat up my invention, nor fortune made such havoc of my means, nor my bad life reft me so much of friends, but they shall find awaked in such a kind, both strength of limb and palsy of mind, ability and means, and choice of friend, me of them thoroughly.
Pause a while, and let my counsel sway you in this case. Your daughter here, the prince is left for dead. Let her a while be secretly kept in, and publish it, that she is dead indeed. Maintain a mourning ostentation, and on your family's old monument hang mournful epitaphs, and do all rites that appertain unto a burial.
What shall become of this? What will this do?
Mary, this well carried shall on her behalf change slander to remorse. That is some good, but not for that dream I on this strange course, but on this travail look for greater birth. She dying, as it must so be maintained, upon the instant that she was accused, shall be lamented, pitied, and excused of every hearer. For it so falls out that we have what we have. We prize not the worth whilst we enjoy it. But being lacked and lost, why, then we rack the value, then we find the virtue that possession would not show us whilst it was ours. So will it fare with Claudio. When he shall hear she died upon his words, the idea of her life shall sweetly creep into the study of imagination, and every lovely organ of her life shall come apparelled in more precious habit, more moving, delicate, and full of life into the eye and prospect of his soul than when she lived indeed. Then shall he mourn, if ever love had interest in his liver, and wish he had not so accused her. No, though he thought his accusation true. Let this be so, and doubt not but success will fashion the event in better shape than I can lay it down in likelihood. But if all aim but this be levelled false, the supposition of the lady's death will quench the wonder of her infamy, and if it sort not well, you may conceal her as best befits her wounded reputation in some reclusive and religious life, out of all eyes, tongues, minds, and injuries.
Signor Leonato, let the friar advise you, and though you know my inwardness and love is very much unto the prince and Claudio, yet by mine honor, I will deal in this as secretly and as justly as your soul should with your body.
Being that I flow in grief, the smallest twine may lead me.
'Tis well consented. Presently away, for to strange sores strangely they strain the cure. Come, lady, die to live. This wedding day perhaps is but prolonged. Have patience and endure.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason. I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
Ah, how much might the man deserve of me that would write her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is that not strange?
As strange as the thing I know not. It were as possible for me to say I love nothing so well as you. But believe me not, and yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor I deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Do not swear and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says, I love not you.
Will you not eat your word?
With no sauce that can be devised of it, I protest. I love thee.
Why then God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you.
And do it with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Ah, not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Carrie, sweet Beatrice,
I am gone, though I am here. There is no love in you. Nay, I pray you, let me go.
Beatrice.
In faith, I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy.
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height of villain that has slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man! What, bear her in hand till they come to take hands, and then, with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor? Oh God, that I were a man! I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
Talk with a man out a window, a proper saying.
Hey, but Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is wronged, she is slandered, she is undone.
Beatrice.
Princes and counties, surely a princely testimony, a goodly Count Confect, a sweet gallant, surely. Oh, were I the man for his sake, or that I had any friend would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into courtesies, valor into compliment, and men are only turned into tongue, and trim ones too. He is now as valiant as Hercules, that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing, therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Tarry, good Beatrice, by this hand, I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think in your soul that Count Claudio hath wronged Hero.
Yea, as sure as I have thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand, and so I leave you. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Go, comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead, and so farewell.
Is our whole assembly appeared?
Oh, a stool and a cushion for the sexton.
Ah, the sexton had to step away, so...
Hey, which be the malefactors?
Marry, that am I and my partner.
Nay, that's certain. We have the exhibition to examine.
But which are the offenders that are to be examined? Let them come before Master Constable.
Yea, marry, let them come before me. What is your name, friend?
Borachio.
Pray, write down Borachio. And yours, sirrah?
I am a gentleman, sir. And my name is Conrad.
Write down Master Gentleman Conrad. Masters, do you serve God?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We have.
We hope.
Write down that they hope they serve God, and write God first. For God defend, but God should go before such villains. Masters, it is proved already that you are little better than false knaves, and it will go near to be thought of so shortly. How answer you for yourselves?
Marry, sir, we say we are none.
A marvelous witty fellow, I assure you, but I will go about with him. Come you hither, sirrah, a word in your ear, sir. I say to you, it is thought that you are false knaves.
Sir, I say we are none.
Well, stand aside, for God, they are both in a tale. Have you written down that they are none?
Oh, Master Constable, you go not the way to examine, you must call forth the watch that are their accusers.
Yea, marry, that's the eftest way. Let the watch come forth. Masters, I charge you in the prince's name, accuse these men.
This man said,
Oh, go ahead.
This man said, sir, that Don John, the prince's brother, was a villain.
Write down Prince John a villain. Why, this is flat perjury to call prince's brother villain.
Master Constable.
Pray thee, fellow, peace. I do not like thy look, I promise thee.
What heard you say him? What heard you him say else?
Marry, that he had received 1,000 ducats of Don John for accusing the lady hero wrongfully.
Flat burglary as ever was committed.
Yea, by mass, that it is.
What else, fellow?
And that Count Claudio did mean, upon his words, to disgrace Hero before the whole assembly, and not marry her.
Oh, villain, that will be condemned to everlasting redemption for this.
What else?
This is all.
And this is more, masters, than you can deny. Prince John is this morning secretly stolen away. Hero was in this matter accused, in this very manner refused, and upon the grief of this suddenly died. Master Constable, let these men be bound and brought to Leonato's. I will go before and show him their examination.
Come, let them be opinioned.
Let them be in the hands.
Off, coxcomb.
Odds my life, where's the sexton? Let him write down the prince's officer coxcomb. Come, bind them, thou naughty varlet.
Away, you're an ass. You are an ass.
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Oh, that he were to write me down an ass. But masters, remember that I am an ass, though it is not to be written down. Yet forget not that I am an ass. Know thou, villain, thou art full of piety, as shall be proved upon thee by good witness. I am a wise fellow, and which is more, an officer, and which is more, a householder, and which is more, as pretty a piece of flesh as any is in Messina, and one that knows the law. Go to it a rich fellow enough, go to, and a fellow that hath had losses, and one that hath 2 gowns and everything handsome about him. Bring him away. Oh, that I had been writ down an ass.
If you go on thus, you will kill yourself. And 'tis not wisdom thus to second grief against yourself.
I pray thee, cease thy counsel, which falls into mine ears as profitless as water in a sieve. Give not me counsel. Not let, nor let no comfort delight mine ear, but such a one whose wrong do suit with mine. Bring me a father that so loved his child, whose joy of her is overwhelmed like mine, and bid him speak it of patience. Measure his woe and breadth of mine, and let it answer every strain for strain. Thus for thus, and such a grief of such. Every lineament, branch, shape, and form. Such a one will smile and stroke his beard, bid sorrow wag cry hem, when he should groan, patch grief with proverbs, make misfortune drunk, with candle wasters, bring him yet to me, and I of him will gather patience. But there is no such man. For, brother, men can counsel and speak comfort to the grief, which they themselves not feel, but tasting it, their counsel turns to passion, which before would give perceptual medicine to rage, fetter against madness in a silken thread, charm ache with air, and agony with words. No, no. 'Tis all men's office to speak patience to those that wring under the load of sorrow, but no man's virtue nor sufficiency to be so moral when he shall endure the like himself. Therefore give me no counsel. My griefs cry louder than advertisement.
Therein do men from children nothing differ.
I pray thee, peace. I will be flesh and blood, for there was never yet philosopher that would endure the toothache patiently. However, they have writ the style of gods and made a push at chance and sufferance.
Yet not bend all the harm upon yourself. Make those that do offend you suffer too.
There thou speakest reason. Nay, I will do so. The soul doth tell me Hero is belied, and that shall Claudio know. So shall the prince, and all of them that thus dishonor her.
Here comes the prince and Claudio hastily.
Good day. Good day.
Good day to both of you.
Hear you, my lords.
We have some haste, Leonardo.
Some haste, my lord. Well, fare you well, my lord. Are you happy now? Well, all is one.
Nay, do not quarrel with us, good old man.
If he could right himself with quarreling, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs him?
Mary, thou dost wrong me, thou dissembler, thou... Nay, never lay thy hand upon thy sword. I fear thee not.
Mary, beshrew my hand. If it should give your age such cause to fear. In faith, my hand meant nothing to my sword.
Hush, hush, man. Never fleer and jest at me. I speak not like a dotard nor a fool, as under privilege of age to brag what I have done being young, or what would do were I not old. Know, Claudio, that thy head thou hast so wronged mine innocent child and me, I am forced to lay my reverence by, and with gray hairs and bruise of many days, to challenge thee trial of a man. I say thou hast belied mine innocent child. Thy slander hath gone through and through her heart, and she lies buried with her ancestors. Oh, in tomb, where never scandal slept. Save this of hers, famed by thy villainy.
My villainy?
Thine, Claudio, thine, I say.
You say not right, old man.
My lord, I'll prove it on his body, if he dare. Despite his nice sense and his practice, his May of youth and bloom of lusthood.
Away, I will not have to do with you.
Canst thou so daff me? Thou hast killed my child! If thou kill'st me, boy, thou shalt kill a man.
He shall kill two of us, and men indeed. But that's no matter, let him kill one first. When me, and where me, let him answer me. Come, follow me, boy. Come, sir boy, come follow me. Sir boy, I'll whip you from your foining fence. Nay, as I am a gentleman, I will.
Brother.
Content yourself. God knows I loved my niece, and she is dead, slandered to death by villains, that dare as well answer a man indeed as I dare take a serpent by the tongue. Boys, apes, braggarts, jacks, milksops.
Brother Antony.
Hold you content. What, man? I know them, yea, and what they weigh, even to the utmost scruple. Scrambling, outfacing, fashion-monging boys, that lie and cog and flout, deprave and slander, go antily, show outward hideousness, and speak off half a dozen dangerous words, how they might hurt their enemies if they durst. And this is all.
Brother Antony.
Come, 'tis no matter, do not you meddle. Let me deal in this.
Gentlemen, both, we will not wake your patience. My heart is sorry for your daughter's death, but on my honor, she was charged with nothing but what was true and very full of proof.
My lord, my lord.
I will not hear you.
No? Come, brother, away. I will be heard.
And shall, or some of us will smart for it.
See. Ah, here comes the man we went to speak.
Ah, now, senor, what news?
Good day, my lord.
Welcome, senor. You are almost come to part, almost a fray.
We had like to have our two noses snapped up with the two old men without teeth.
Leonato and his brother. What thinkest thou? Had we fought, I doubt we should have been too young for them.
In a false quarrel, there is no valor. I came to seek you both.
We have been up and down to seek thee, for we are high-proof melancholy and would fain have it beaten away. Wilt thou use thy wit?
It is in my scabbard. Shall I draw it?
Dost thou wear thy wit by thy side?
Never any did so, though very many have been beside their wit. I will bid thee draw as we do the minstrels draw to pleasure us.
As I am an honest man, he looks pale. Art thou sick or angry?
What courage, man! What, though care killed a cat, thou hast matter enough in thee to kill care?
Sir, I shall meet your wit in the career as you charge it against me. I pray you, choose another subject.
Nay, then, give him another staff. This last was broke cross.
By this light, he changes more and more. I think he be angry indeed.
If he be, he knows how to turn his girdle.
Shall I speak a word in your ear?
God bless me from a challenge.
You are a villain. I jest not. I will make it good how you dare, with what you dare, and when you dare. Do me right, or I will protest your cowardice. You have killed a sweet lady, and her death shall fall heavy on you. Let me hear from you.
Well, I will meet you, so I may have good cheer.
What? A feast? A feast?
Faith, I thank him. He hath bid me to a calf's head and a capon, the which I do not carve most curiously, save my knife's naught. Shall I not find a woodcock too?
Sir, your wit ambles well. It goes easily.
I'll tell thee how Beatrice praised thy wit the other day. I said, thou hast a fine wit. True, she said, a fine little one. No, I said, a great wit. Right, says she, a great gross one. Nay, said I, a good wit. Just, said she, it hurts nobody. Nay, said I, the gentleman is wise. Certain, she said, a wise gentleman. Nay, said I, he hath the tongues. That I believe, she said, for he swore a thing to me on Monday night, which he forswore on Tuesday morning. There's a double tongue. There's two tongues. This did she, an hour together, transhape thy particular virtues. Yet at last she conceded with a sigh, thou wast the properest man in Italy.
For the which she wept heartily and said she cared not.
Yea, that she did. But yet, for all that, and if she did not hate him deadly, she would love him dearly. The old man's daughter told us all.
All. And moreover, God saw him when he was hid in the garden.
But when shall we set the savage bull's horns on the sensible Benedict's head?
Yeah, and text underneath, here dwells Benedict, the married man.
Fare you well, boy, you know my mind. I will leave you now to your gossip-like humor. You break jests as braggarts do their blades, which God can be thanked hurt not. My lord, for your many courtesies, I thank you. I must discontinue your company. Your brother the bastard is fled from Messina. You have among you killed a sweet and innocent lady. For my Lord Lackbeard there, he and I shall meet. Until then, peace be with him.
He is in earnest.
In most profound earnest, and I'll warrant you for the love of Beatrice.
And hath challenged thee?
Most sincerely.
What a pretty thing man is when he goes in his doublet and hose and leaves off his wit.
He is then a giant to an ape, and then is an ape a doctor to such a man.
But soft you, let me be. Pluck up, my heart, and be sad. Did he not say my brother was fled?
Come you, sir, if justice cannot tame you, she shall ne'er weigh more reasons in her balance. Nay, and you be a cursing hypocrite once, you must be looked to.
How now? 2 of my brother's men, bound. Baraccio one.
Hearken after the offence, my lord.
Officers, what offence have these men done?
Marry, sir, they have committed false report. Moreover, they have spoken untruths. Secondarily, they are slanders. Sixth and lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have verified unjust things, and to conclude, they are lying knaves.
First, I ask thee what they have done. Thirdly, I ask thee what's their offence. Sixthly and lastly, why they are committed, and to conclude, what you lay to their charge.
Rightly reasoned, and in his own division, and by my troth, there's one meaning well suited.
Who have you offended, masters, that you are thus bound to your answer? This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. What's your offence?
Sweet prince, let me know, go father, to mine answer. Do you hear me? And let this count kill me. I have deceived even your very eyes. What your wisdoms could not discover, these shallow fools have brought to light, who in the night overheard me confessing to this man how Don Juan, your brother, incensed me to slander Lady Hero. How you were brought into the orchard and saw me court Margaret in Hero's stead, in Hero's garments. How you disgraced her when you should marry her. My villainy they have upon record, which I had rather seal with my death than repeat over to my shame. The lady is dead, upon mine and my master's false accusation. And briefly, I desire nothing but the reward of a villain.
Runs not this speech like iron through your blood?
I have drunk poison whilst he uttered it.
But did my brother set thee on to this?
Yea, and paid me richly for the practice of it.
He is composed and framed of treachery, and fled he is upon this villainy.
Sweet hero, now thy image doth appear in the rare semblance that I loved it first.
Come, bring away the plaintiffs. By this time our sexton hath informed Signor Leonato of the matter, and masters, do not forget to specify, when time and place shall serve, that I am an ass.
Here, here comes Master Signor Leonato, and the sexton too.
She is the villain. Let me see his eyes, that, when I note another man like him, I may avoid him. Which of these is he?
If you would know your wronger, look at me.
Art thou the slave that with thy breath hast killed mine innocent child?
Yea, even I alone.
No, not so, villain. Thou beliest thyself. Here stand a pair of honorable men. A third is fled, that had a hand in it. I thank you, princes, for my daughter's death. Record it with your high and worthy deeds. 'Twas bravely done, if you bethink you of it.
I know not how to pray your patience. Yet I must speak. Choose your revenge yourself. Impose me to what penance your invention can lay upon my sin. Yet sinned I not, but in mistaking.
By my soul, nor I. And yet, to satisfy this good old man, I would bend under any heavy weight that he'll enjoin me to.
I cannot bid my daughter live. That were impossible. But I pray you both, possess the people in Messina here, how innocent she died, and if your love can labor aught in sad invention, hang her epitaph upon her tomb, and sing to her bones, sing it tonight. Tomorrow morning come you to my house, and since you could not be my son-in-law, be yet my nephew. My brother hath a daughter, almost a copy of my child that's dead. She alone is heir to both of us. Give her the right you should have given her cousin, and so dies my revenge.
Noble sir, your over-kindness doth wring tears from me. I do embrace your offer, and dispose for henceforth of poor Claudio.
Tomorrow then, I will expect your coming. Tonight, I will take my leave. This naughty man shall be brought to Margaret, who, I believe, was panicked in all this wrong, hired to it by your brother.
No, by my soul, she was not, nor knew not what she did when she spoke to me, but always have been just and virtuous. In anything that I do, know by her.
Moreover, sir, which indeed is not under white and black, this plaintiff here, the offender did call me ass. I beseech you, let it be remembered in his punishment. And also, the watch heard them talk of one deformed. They say he wears a key in his ear and a lock hanging by it, and borrows money in God's name. The which he hath used so long and never paid, that now men grow hard-hearted and will lend nothing for God's sake. Pray you examine him upon that point.
I thank thee for thy care and honest pains.
Your worship speaks like a most thankful and reverend youth, and I praise God for you.
Here's for thy pains.
God save the foundation.
Go, I discharge thee of thy prisoner, and I thank thee.
I leave an errant knave with your worship, which I beseech your worship to correct yourself for the example of others. God keep your worship. I wish your worship well. God restore you to health. I humbly give you the leave to depart, and if a merry meeting may be wished, God prohibit it. Come, neighbor.
Until tomorrow morning, lords. Farewell.
Farewell, my lords. We look for you tomorrow.
We will not fail.
Tonight I'll mourn with Hero.
Bring you these fellows on. We'll talk with Margaret. How her acquaintance grew with this lewd fellow.
Pray thee, sweet Mistress Margaret, deserve well at my hands helping me to the speech of Beatrice.
Will you then write me a sonnet in praise of my beauty?
In so high a style, Margaret, that no man living shall come over it, for in most comely truth thou deservest it.
To have no man come over me? Why shall I always keep blue stares?
Thy wit is as quick as the greyhound's mouth it catches.
And yours as blunt as the fencer's foil, which hit but hurt not.
A most manly wit, Margaret. It will not hurt a woman. And so, I pray thee, call Beatrice. I give thee the bucklers.
Give us the swords! We have bucklers of our own.
If you use them, Margaret, you must put in the pikes with a vice, and they are dangerous weapons for maids.
Well, I will call Beatrice to you, who I think hath legs.
and therefore will come. The God of love that sits above and knows me, and knows me, and knows me, and knows me, how pitiful I deserve. I mean in singing, in loving Leander, the good swimmer, Troilus, the first employer of Pandarus, and a whole book full of these quondam carpet mongers, whose names yet run smoothly in the even road of a blank verse. Why then, they were never so truly turned over and over as a poor self in love. Mary, I cannot show it in rhyme. I've tried. I can find out no rhyme to lady, but baby, and an innocent rhyme for scorn, horn, and a very hard rhyme for school, fool, and a babbling rhyme, very ominous endings. No, I was not born under a rhyming planet, nor can I not festival terms. Sweet Beatrice, wouldst thou come when I called thee?
Yea, Signor, and depart when you bid me.
Oh, stay but till then.
Then is spoken. Very well now. And yet, ere I go, let me go with that I came, which is with knowing what has passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words, and thereupon I will kiss thee.
Ah, foul words is but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is noisome. Therefore, I will depart unkissed.
Thou hast frightened the word out of his right sense, so forceful is thy wit, but I must tell thee plainly, Claudio undergoes my challenge, and either I must shortly hear from him, or I will subscribe him a coward. I pray thee now tell me, for which of my bad parts didst thou first fall in love with me?
For them all together, which maintain so politic a state of evil that they will not admit any good part to intermingle with them. But for which of my good parts did you first suffer love for me?
Suffer love, a good epithet. I do suffer love indeed, for I love thee against my will.
In spite of your heart, I think. Alas, poor heart. If you spite it for my sake, I will spite it for yours. For I will never love that which my friend hates.
Thou and I are too wise to woo peaceably.
It appears not in this confession. There's not one man wise among 20 that will praise himself.
An old instance, Beatrice, that lived in the time of good neighbors. If a man do not erect in this age his own tomb ere he dies, he shall live no longer in the monument than the bell that rings and the widow weeps.
And how long is that, think you?
Question. Why? An hour in claymore and a quarter in room, therefore. It is most expedient for the wise, if don firm his conscience, find no impediment to the contrary, to be the trumpet of his own virtues, as I am to myself. So much praising for myself, who, I myself will bear witness, is praiseworthy. And now, tell me, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill too.
Serve God, love me, and mend. There, will I leave you too, for comes one in haste.
Madam, you must come to your uncle. Yonder's old coil at home, it is proved my lady hero hath been falsely accused, the prince and Claudio mightily abused, and Don John is the author of all, who is fed and gone. Will you come presently?
Will you go hear this news, Signor?
I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, and be buried in thy eyes, and moreover, I will go with thee to thy uncle's.
Is this the monument of Leonato?
It is, my lord.
Done to death by slanderous tongues was the hero that here lies. Death, in guerdon of her wrongs, gives her fame which never dies. So the life that died with shame lives in death with glorious fame. Hung there upon the tomb, praising her when I am done. Now music sound. I didn't remember there was a song here. And sing your solemn hymn. I am not singing, guys. I'm very sorry. What? Pardon, goddess of the night.
He needs backup.
Are you sure?
Well, yes, I'm sure. Pardon, goddess of the night, those that slew thy virgin night.
Margaret, you're,
Huh?
Muted.
Oh, yes. This is a spoken song. This is modern. You're still muted. I'm just going to keep going. Pardon, goddess of the night, that those that slew thy virgin night, for the witch with songs of woe, round about her tomb they go. Midnight assist our moan, help us to sigh and groan, heavily, heavily. Graves yawn and yield your dead, till death be uttered, heavily, heavily. Now go into thy bones, good night. Yearly will I do this right.
Good morrow, masters. Put your torches out. The wolves have prayed, and look, the gentle day. Before the wheels of Phoebus round about dapples the drowsy east with spots of grey. Thanks to you all, and leave us. Fare you well.
Good morrow, masters, each his several way.
Come, let us hence, and put on other weeds, and then to Leonato's we will go.
And Hymen now with luckier issue speeds than this for whom we rendered up this woe.
Did I not tell you she was innocent?
So was the Prince and Claudio, who accused her upon the error that you heard debated. But Margaret was in some fault for this, although against her will, as it appears in the true course of all the questions.
Well, I am glad that all things sort so well.
And so am I, being else by faith enforced to call young Claudio to a reckoning for it.
Well, daughter, and you, gentlewomen, all, withdraw into a chamber by yourselves, and when I send for you, come hither masked. The Prince and Claudia promised by this hour to visit you. You know your office, brother. You must be father to your brother's daughter, and give her to young Claudio.
Which I will do with confirmed countenance.
Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, Signor?
To bind me or undo me, one of them. Signor Leonato, truth it is, good Signor. Your niece regards me with an eye of favor.
That I my daughter lent her is more true.
And I do with an eye of love requite her.
The sight whereof I think you had from me, from Claudio and the Prince. And what's your will?
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical, but for my will is your good will may stand with ours this day to be conjoined in the state of honorable marriage, in which, good friar, I shall desire your help.
My heart is in your liking.
And my help. Here comes the Prince and Claudio.
Good morrow to this fair assembly.
Morrow, Prince. Morrow, Claudio. We here attend you. Are you yet determined today to marry with my brother's daughter?
I'll hold my mind, were she an Ethiop.
Call her forth, brother. Here's the friar ready.
Good morrow, Benedict. Why, what's the matter? That you have such a February face, so full of frost, of storm and cloudiness.
I think he thinks upon the savage bull. Tush, fear not, man. We'll tip thy horns with gold, and all Europa shall rejoice at thee, as once Europa did at lusty Jove, when he would play the noble beast in love.
bull Jove, sir, had an amiable low, and some such strange bull leaped your father's cow and got a calf in that same noble feat, much like you, for have just his bleat.
For this I owe you. Here comes other reckoning. Which is the lady I must seize upon?
This same is she, and I do give her to you.
Why then, she's mine. Sweet?
No. Oh.
Yes, she is. Sweet, let me see your face.
No, that you shall not, till you take her hand before the fire and swear to marry her.
Give me your hand. Before this holy friar, I am your husband, if you like of me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero?
Nothing certainer. One hero died defiled, but I do live, and surely as I live, I am a maid.
The former hero that is dead.
She died, my lord, but whiles her slander lived.
All this amazement can I qualify. When after that the holy rites are ended, I'll tell you largely of fair hero's death. Meantime, let wonder seem familiar, and to the chapel let us presently.
Soft and fair friar, which is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do you not love me?
Why, no, no more than reason.
Why, then your uncle and the prince and Claudio have been deceived. They swore you did.
Do you not love me?
Troth, no more than reason.
Why, then my cousin Margaret and Ursula are much deceived, for they did swear you did.
They swore that you were almost sick for me.
They swore that you were well nigh dead for me.
'Tis no such matter. Then you do not love me?
No, truly, but in friendly recompense.
Come, cousin, I am sure you love the gentleman.
And I'll be sworn upon it that he loves her. For here's a paper written in his hand, a halting sonnet of his own pure brain, fashioned to Beatrice.
And here's another, written in my cousin's hand, stolen from her pocket, containing her affection unto Benedick.
A miracle. Here's our own hands against our hearts. Come, I will have thee, but by this light I take thee for pity.
I would not deny you, but by this good day, I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I was told you were in a consumption.
Peace, I will stop your mouth.
How dost thou, Benedick, the married man?
I'll tell thee what, Prince, a college of wisecrackers cannot flout me out of my humor. Dost thou think that I care for a satire or an epigram? No, if a man will be beaten with brains, I shall wear nothing handsome about him. In brief, since I do purpose to marry, I will think nothing to any purpose but that the world can say against it. And therefore never flout at me for what I have said against it, for man is a giddy thing, and this is my conclusion. For thy part, Claudio, I did think to have beaten thee, but in that thou art like to be my kinsman, live unbruised, and love my cousin.
I had well hoped that thou wouldst have denied, Beatrice, that I might have cudgelled thee out of thy single life to make thee a double dealer, which out of question thou wilt be, if my cousin do not look exceedingly narrow to thee.
Come, we are friends. Let's have a dance ere we are married, that we may lighten our own hearts and our wives' heels.
We'll have dancing afterward.
First of my word. Therefore, play music. Prince, thou art sad. Get thee a wife, get thee a wife. There's no staff more reverend than one tipped with horn.
My lord, your brother John is taken flight and brought with armed men back to Messina.
Think not on him till tomorrow. I'll devise thee brave punishments for him. Strike up, pipers.
We finished it.
You guys, this is everything I imagined it would be.
This is so far past my bedtime.
We're all
I'm
same.
so old.
All parents off to bed.
We're all very tired and all very old.
So thank you guys so much for doing this.
This
was
was amazing.
amazing.
Yeah,
Hopefully
thanks for
Very
putting
fun.
this together.
Thank
You're,
you.
you're welcome. Hopefully we can do it again soonish. It has been recorded, so you guys all cool with posting it on YouTube? If not, that's fine.
Sure.
Sure.
I'm really
Okay.
sorry to say that I skipped a chunk there. It's starting in Act 2. Starting in Act 2. I think the scene where we were hiding from each other in the forest. And
Oh, the best
right before Act 3, it started again. I don't know how.
He's making a big deal about nothing.
No.
Yeah, I'm making a
Thank you.
Feel about noting.
After that one, there's nothing else to say. That's forgiveness
Cool.
in words if there ever were one.
I'm curious, do people want to do a drama next time or tragedy?
Well,
We're
I think we
going
were
in
going
order
to
now, aren't we?
yeah, that I think that is the plan.
What?
So it looks like the first one coming up is Two Gentlemen of Verona, which I know literally nothing about.
Never even heard of that.
We'll
I've
have to
never heard
research.
anything about this.
So as someone that's not super well versed in Shakespeare, how many plays are there?
32.
If we're
We
going,
don't have to do
that'll
all of
take like years.
We're
We
not
don't
going
have to do
over.
all of them.
Some of them are not as good as others.
It's true.
That's right.
So if we want to rethink this, we can sleep on it and vote again tomorrow if we want to go in order, or we just want to pick the good ones.
The good
and
one.
do
I really
the
like to do King Lear, to be honest.
King Lear or The Tempest or Twelfth Night.
Summer Night.
Or
Who said so?
Midsummer's Night Dream.
Okay,
Maybe
well,
The
I will
Depths of
set up-
Winter. Yeah.
I'll set up another poll tomorrow and we can decide. I'm fine with anything. This is everything I want it to be. So my wildest dreams have been imagined.
This is fun.
Another
This was
black
a lot of
cat.
fun. Thank you, Rachel.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you for letting me join in. This is
No, you are so welcome. And if you know other people who would be interested in doing this, please invite them. This is open to anybody. And I like meeting new friends and reading Shakespeare with them. So
My sister is interested in joining. She wasn't able to come tonight, but she wants to participate.
I could probably recruit a couple of people. Here's
My
the
sister-
We
other
have evidence
cat.
that this worked.
Oh, you babies.
Incomplete
This is
evidence. but-
Pippin.
I
I
liked
wanna know
all the various prop work that was happening.
Yes, I didn't know there was gonna be prop work. I would be up for.
Is anyone else a
Margaret.
fan of Princess Bride? I'm just curious.
Josh, you were phenomenal.
Yes.
Sorry,
So Jeremy's shrubbery was great.
Yes, that was excellent.
Was that planned?
Jeremy, Jeremy, you were great.
You were really good.
Yes.
This is my normal background when I teach classes. So I thought, well, that's perfect. I have a ready-made shrub.
Yes. Yes.
I like is it a squirrel mask? Kelsey?
I think so.
Yeah,
It
we
should
got that
not
for our
be-
wedding, believe it or not.
Ian gave this to us as a wedding gift.
Okay.
either a
I just was
squirrel or
I couldn't see anything because I was wearing
Excellent.
this and it's very hard to see.
Green, so that was fun.
Really sad that I missed the masquerade.
I know. You would have been so good with that.
This was my other option
I like
for the
that.
masquerade.
That's excellent.
I was not invited to the masquerade.
I like Scott's party hat too. That was pretty
Poor
great.
Dogberry.
That was improvised.
That's right, scullery maid. You weren't invited to the masquerade.
I am an officer of the law, thank you very much.
Also not invited.
Dost thou not suspect my office?
I am an officer of the law and also an ass.
I'm like,
Recorded.
Also, if for any reason anyone wants a copy of our chat, I saved it. Because I'm a dork who likes reading over those things. So
Either a copy or a link.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
What is that?
Shakespeare.
And is that? Oh, that's the complete works. Okay, good.
It's not it's one I picked up in a bookstore. It's not Riverside or anything.
I was
Yeah, nice
working,
cover.
I was working from my Pelican, which still has my cheat sheets in it from when I was in college. This is a treasure to
Classic penguin.
My Riverside.
I was using the MIT one.
I have Shakespeare, but it's in storage.
Fashionable.
I had this, but then I just started reading the MIT thing because
Yeah.
it's too much. Like it has very, very, very small print.
Also, if you
Oh.
hit Control F, it highlights all of your parts.
That's
Yeah.
what I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Easier to use an online version just because I could actually like search for the words that people are speaking and skip around the script.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I ended
I
up
need to
not-
go
And I could have
lunch.
it on this screen, so I was like looking at the camera while I was reading. So
Exactly.
That's a good idea. I struggled with looking down at my script, so
I placed my phone like over here next to me.
nice.
Yeah, mine was like propped up against the computer screen.
Except two separate windows. And one
Guys, I'm going to need to get going because my wife is waiting for me to have lunch. But it was really lovely to meet
Thank
all
you
of
so much,
Bye.
Scott.
Oh, all
Yeah, I'll
for
see you
Korea.
next time we
Thank
do
you
this.
for
Good to meet you.
coming. Thank you for
Yeah.
participating.
You're a great Claudio.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yes,
thanks.
you were. You have such a
Excellent.
warm voice, and it's really good for the character.
Great. Ciao. See you next
Ciao.
time.
See ya.
Bye.
I was glad that I didn't have to stab Scott. He's a good friend.
Yeah, you delivered the challenge very non-threateningly.
Well, I'm
We're
in
still
love,
recording this
you know?
part, by the way. I hope we're all aware of that.
What? I missed that. Shep.
This part's still being recorded.
Oh, well,